Breaking news doesn't always arrive like thunder. Sometimes it arrives like a held breath finally released, like a quiet rumor that turns into a roar, like a miracle people were afraid to wish for too loudly. Today is one of those days. Today, the impossible feels real. BTS, all 7 members, together again, not in fragments, not in separate schedules or distant mentions, but fully present, united, standing as one, and this time, the stage is Japan. For Japanese army and fans around the world, this isn't just an announcement. It's an emotional landmark, a moment carved into memory before it even happens. For years, BTS has been more than a group. They have been a timeline of growth, pain, resilience, separation, and reunion. Each member has walked his own path, carrying personal responsibilities, national duties, artistic explorations, and silent struggles that fans sensed even when words were few. To see them now, gathered again, feels like watching 7 constellations finally align after years of drifting across the same sky. And the fact that this alignment will be shared through major Japanese broadcasters, Fuji TV and Nippon TV, elevates it from a simple reunion to a cultural event. This is not just television programming. This is history being recorded in real time. Japan has always held a special place in BTS's journey. From their early showcases in small venues to sold-out domes echoing with fan chants, Japan witnessed their rise not as observers but as participants. Japanese army grew with them, defended them, celebrated them, and waited, patiently, loyally, through every hiatus, every solo chapter, every uncertain pause. This special broadcast feels like a love letter returned after a long silence. Imagine the opening moment. The camera lights come on. The room stills. One by one, familiar faces appear, not as separate stars, but as brothers reunited. There is something profoundly human about that image. Not perfection, not choreography, but presence. 7 men who have shared dorm rooms, stages, exhaustion, tears, and triumphs now sitting or standing together again, aware of the weight of what their reunion means. For fans, it's joy. For them, it's closure, renewal, and perhaps the quiet realization that they made it through. What makes this moment even more powerful is its timing. The world has changed since BTS last stood together like this. Fans have grown older. Lives have shifted. Some found BTS as teenagers, others as adults searching for comfort during difficult years. Through global crises, personal losses, and moments of isolation, BTS remained a constant voice of reassurance, even when they were apart. To reunite now is to say, without speeches or slogans, we're still here. And so are you. The Japanese broadcasts promise more than appearances. They promise reflection. Stories that were never fully told. Laughter that can only exist between people who share deep history. Silence that speaks louder than scripted lines. Perhaps there will be moments where members glance at each other and smile, knowing fans will understand everything in that look alone. BTS has always communicated beyond language, beyond borders. This reunion continues that tradition. For Japanese army, the announcement feels personal. Social media erupted not with noise, but with emotion. Messages of gratitude, tears typed into comments. Fans recalling their first concert, their first album, the moment BTS changed their lives. Many said the same thing in different words, we waited. And that waiting was not passive. It was filled with trust. Trust that the story was not over, just paused. From a broader perspective, this event marks a rare moment in modern pop culture. Very few groups reach this level of global influence. Fewer still manage to step away, allow each member space to grow, and then return without losing their emotional core. BTS did not rely on constant presence to remain relevant. They relied on sincerity, on music that meant something, on a bond that could survive distance. This reunion in Japan is proof that authenticity endures longer than hype. There is also something deeply symbolic about the choice of Japan for this milestone. Japan represents discipline, respect for artistry, and deep appreciation for long-term dedication. BTS's relationship with Japan has always been built on mutual respect rather than trend chasing. This broadcast feels like a shared celebration between artists and a country that supported them not only at their peak, but throughout their evolution. As the special airs, millions will watch not just to see idols, but to witness growth. They will notice subtle changes, maturity in voices, calm confidence in posture, the way members listen to each other now. This is not the BTS of debut days, and that is exactly what makes this reunion powerful. They are not returning to who they were. They are arriving as who they have become, together. For fans outside Japan, this broadcast still resonates deeply. Time zones will be ignored. Screens will be refreshed endlessly. Translations will spread within minutes. Because BTS has never belonged to one country alone. Their reunion is a global heartbeat. A reminder that music can connect strangers, that shared emotion can cross oceans, that 7 people can make millions feel less alone. There may be performances. There may be conversations. There may be moments of humor, nostalgia, or even vulnerability. But beyond all of that, the core message is simple and profound. The story continues. Not rushed, not forced, but alive. In an industry that often prioritizes speed over substance, BTS choosing to reunite on their own terms sends a quiet but powerful message. Growth does not mean abandonment. Individual dreams do not erase collective identity. You can walk separate paths and still come home. As the broadcast date approaches, anticipation will only grow. But perhaps the most beautiful part of this moment is already here. It's the feeling fans have right now. That warmth in the chest. That sudden memory of why they fell in love with BTS in the first place. Not because of charts or records, but because of connection. This is more than a special program. It's a reunion of trust. A celebration of endurance. A shared breath between artists and fans who have traveled a long road together. And when the screen fades to black at the end of the broadcast, one thing will be clear to everyone watching: miracles don't always come suddenly. Sometimes, they come exactly when the world is ready to feel them again. There are moments in pop culture that feel less like news and more like a collective emotional awakening, moments where time seems to pause because so many hearts are reacting at once. This is one of those moments. The idea of BTS standing together again, all 7 members reunited, is not just exciting, it is grounding. It reminds people of where they were when they first heard their music, of who they were when a lyric felt like it had been written just for them, of nights spent waiting for updates, translations, lives, smiles on a screen that somehow felt personal. This reunion is not happening in a vacuum. It is happening at the end of a long emotional journey shared by millions. For a long time, the absence of a full group presence was not empty, but it was heavy. Each member carried the BTS name into different spaces, different sounds, different silences. Fans supported every solo project, every individual step, yet there was always an unspoken ache beneath the pride. Not sadness, exactly, but longing. Longing for the chemistry that cannot be replicated alone. Longing for the shared laughter that feels different when it belongs to 7 people who grew up together under the same pressure. Now, that longing is being answered, not with vague promises, but with a real moment, a real broadcast, a real reunion witnessed by the world. What makes this especially powerful is that BTS never disappeared. They remained present in subtle ways. In lyrics that hinted at reunion. In interviews that spoke carefully about the future. In glances exchanged during solo promotions that fans dissected with loving precision. The bond was never broken, it was simply stretched across time. Seeing them come back together now feels like watching a deep breath after years of holding one in. It feels earned. Japan is the setting adds layers of meaning that go beyond logistics. Japan has always met BTS with sincerity, with patience, with a deep respect for craft and effort. Japanese fans are known for their loyalty, their attentiveness, their emotional restraint that somehow makes their devotion even louder. For BTS to reunite in a space that understands quiet dedication feels intentional, even poetic. This is not about spectacle alone. It is about resonance. Television has a way of freezing moments in history. Long after the broadcast ends, clips will circulate, screenshots will be saved, expressions will be analyzed. Future fans will look back and say, this is where it happened. This is where they stood together again. The knowledge that Fuji TV and Nippon TV are capturing this moment gives it a sense of permanence. This is not fleeting content designed to vanish. This is an archive of emotion. There is also something deeply human about reunions after long separations. People change. Experiences reshape them. When they come back together, there is a quiet recalibration. Old roles soften. New understanding forms. BTS reuniting now means they are bringing back not only shared memories, but also everything they have learned apart. That depth cannot be manufactured. It can only come from time. Fans will notice it immediately. In the way conversations flow. In how comfortable the silence feels. In the way one member instinctively reacts to another's laughter or hesitation. These are details that cannot be scripted, and they are the reason this reunion matters. It is not about perfection. It is about authenticity. For many fans, BTS was not just music but companionship. During difficult years, their words became comfort, their presence became routine, their growth mirrored personal healing. To see them reunited now feels like meeting old friends who understand the parts of you that changed along the way. It feels reassuring. It feels safe. This moment also quietly challenges the idea that success requires constant visibility. BTS stepped back when they needed to. They trusted their foundation. They trusted their fans. And now, their return feels stronger because of that trust. It proves that real connection does not weaken with distance. It deepens. As anticipation builds, people imagine different things. Some hope for performances that echo past eras. Others hope for honest conversations, laughter, maybe even tears. But beneath all expectations is a shared understanding: whatever happens, it will matter simply because they are together. Presence itself is the gift. The global reaction already hints at the scale of this moment. Fans from different countries, languages, and cultures are responding with the same emotion. Excitement mixed with disbelief. Joy tinged with relief. This is what BTS has always represented: a shared emotional language that transcends borders. When the cameras roll and the members appear together, it will not just be a reunion of artists, but of timelines. The past, present, and future converging in one space. The trainees who once dreamed quietly. The superstars who carried global expectations. The individuals who stepped into themselves during solo journeys. All of them existing at once. This reunion does not need grand declarations to be meaningful. Even small gestures will speak volumes. A shared smile. A nod. A moment of reflection. These are the things fans have been waiting for without always realizing it. In a world that often moves too fast, this moment asks people to pause and feel. To remember. To reconnect. It reminds everyone that some bonds are not defined by constant proximity, but by consistency of care. When the broadcast ends, people will replay it, talk about it, analyze it. But more importantly, they will carry the feeling with them. The reassurance that stories can pause and still continue. That growth does not mean separation. That 7 people, once connected by a dream, can walk different paths and still find their way back to each other. This is not just a comeback. It is a reminder of endurance. Of patience rewarded. Of trust proven right. And for everyone watching, it is a quiet promise whispered across screens and time zones alike: this connection was real, it is real, and it is still alive.